Once upon a time, something happened, and then they all lived happily ever after. Thank you very much. Once upon a time, something happened, and then they all lived happily ever after. Every story has three parts: a beginning, a middle, and an end. Every story has three parts. Every story is an invitation. It then offers something and promises. The only thing that has moved the world is a story. Your business is a story. It is a story to your clients where you invite them, you offer them a product or service, and you promise them value. Your business is a story for your employees. You invite them, you offer them a position, and you promise them value. Every story has three parts. Once upon a time, something happened, and they all lived happily ever after. Now, how excited are you? Okay. I believe in the power of stories. And I believe in the power that we as human beings have, and I always begin with the question, what is it that we can do that technology cannot do? I'm going to work with an assumption. And the assumption is that everything I'm going to say, you already understand. So as a friend of mine says, it's what you learn after you know everything that counts. You guys already know everything, right? So we're looking for one thing. What is the one thing from this conversation you're going to take back and put into action? I also want to offer you a disclaimer. I'm going to be passionate, I'm going to be provocative. I am provocative to challenge assumptions, and I'm passionate because I believe in people. Now, my passion is not to impress you, but rather to impress upon you that change is happening, and you are the leaders of that change. One of my favorite quotes is from Confucius. He said, I hear and I forget. I see, I remember. I do, I understand. I'm going to draw live as I speak, so you will see and remember. Now, how do we do in this context? One of the things I'm going to ask you to do is to use your voice, to repeat back to me some words. In Papua New Guinea, on the other side of the world, there's a group of people, and they have a language, and in that language, they don't have a word for hello. Instead, when you meet somebody, you say, you are here. And the response is, yes, I am. Now, I'm going to say 3 times, you are here, and 3 times you're going to say, yes, I am. Are you ready to play the game? You are here. You are here. You are here. Thank you very much. The world has become more turbulent faster than we can adapt to it. However, I want to offer you some good news. Business is complex, not complicated. Complicated means it's difficult to understand. Complex means it's got many connecting parts. Let's make the complex clear. So what we really need to make the complex clear is a map. I want to offer you a map on what we can consider the future of work. A map. The map is going to be based on the future of work in how we make things, in how we're aware of things, and the policy that we have around things. Making things has been influenced by technology in relation to a circular economy, local activities. Things are becoming decentralized, digital fabrication. We can now use 3D printing. There's some examples outside. We're becoming more aware through the Internet of Things, through big data, and our buzzword, artificial intelligence. Also, in relation to policy, there's a lot of work being done in finance, cryptocurrencies, blockchain. Governance and legal are trying to catch up on this. What I want to offer you is the following. We need a map to understand the future. This is one way of looking at the future of work. And here's the insight. If you could imagine that this is a circle, and if you apply pressure to the circle, and you apply pressure equally around the sides of the circle, what will happen in this context, where there's all of this pressure, except here there's no pressure, what will happen is that it will move in this direction. What I'm trying to say is this. Understand the force, you predict the form. That's a tweet. Understand the force, you predict the form. Don't focus on the form, focus on the force. What are the forces, the trends, technology, the dynamics that are taking place in the world? Dynamics such as artificial intelligence saying to us that 30% of work can be automated. Currently, right now, 30% of what most people are doing can be automated. Now, I'm personally quite happy with that because there's another statistic that says 30% of our time at work is spent answering emails. So how would we move forward? It's quite clear, I think. One of the things to consider is whatever's going to happen in the future of work, you've got to make it personal. I want to make take 3 words and unpack them for you. Technology is not the same as innovation. Innovation is not the same as invention. Technology literally means tech, method, ology of knowledge, a method of knowledge. This pen is technology. It is a method of knowledge. This piece of paper is technology. It is a method of knowledge. When we free ourselves from thinking that technology is digital, we come back to a much more healthy definition, and that is, what knowledge do you need in your company? The second thing is that innovation translates into make new. Make new. And innovation is not the same as invention, because invention means to discover. Now listen to this. Airbnb, Uber, Spotify, and many other global success stories did not invent. They innovated. What that means is they did not invent technology, they used existing technology in new ways. So one of the key take-homes that I want to offer you in your organization is the following. Focus on innovation. And here's the tweet. Don't invent. Innovate. So, how do you do this? Well, we need to create a culture. What is a culture? A culture is a collection of mindsets. A culture is a collection of individual mindsets. A mindset is made out of 3 things: the head, the heart, the hand. Usually when we think about motivating people, we focus on the hand, which is give them a task to do. Whereas the research is coming out more and more that it is all about the heart. How do we engage the heart? Engaging the heart is meaning belief, purpose. When you engage the head and the heart, actions follow. Another way of looking at this is that a hand, when you talk about engaging the hand, this is about tasks. Whereas the heart and the head, that's about relationships. 3 things I want to offer you, 3 mindsets. The first mindset that I want to offer you is around the head. If you have a pen and paper, which is a very old school concept, thank you for having a pen and paper, please write down the word experience. If you don't have a pen and paper, imagine it in your head. Now, you got a clear piece of paper? Excellent. Now, cross it out. And instead, write the word relevance. It is not about the experience that you have, 10 years experience in your company, 10 years experience in your career. It's about one thing. Are you relevant? If there's one word I want you to remember from this conversation, it is the word relevance. What word? Relevance. Is this technology relevant? How are we relevant? Relevance is key. The second thing I want to offer you is about the heart. There is an obsession in this world around the concept of success. I want you to visually imagine this word and cross it out. And instead, consider the word significance. Success, shallow. Significance, deep. Those people who are interviewed in their old age, when they talk about the life, they talk about 2 things: relationships and significance. Never the number of hours they spend in the office. The third mindset I want you to consider is the following. I promise you won't have to cross this one out. Instead, what you do is you consider how too much of our work is in a reactive mode, and all we need to do is that. It is a visual trick that I want to emphasize. Change happens that fast. Changing a mentality means that we can shift very quickly from being reactive into being proactive. These are the 3 mindsets that I believe develop a culture of innovation. A culture of innovation is a culture of learning. Now, I travel the world, and I'm on many airplanes, and I was on one airplane, and it was delayed 2 hours on the ground. We're taking off, it's very slow, and there's one gentleman at the front who's being an idiot, and that's a very nice way of describing his behavior. And he was upsetting everybody on the plane. Now, finally, we take off in the air. He's still being an idiot, and the air hostess is now serving sandwiches to everybody. She gives him one sandwich. He's an idiot. He takes a bite out of the sandwich, throws it back at her, and says, "This is a bad sandwich." She takes the sandwich, she looks at the sandwich, she looks at him, she says, bad sandwich," and gives him back the sandwich. The plane erupts with laughter. He's made this small. This, ladies and gentlemen, is mindset. This is culture. You want to interview that lady. You want to employ that lady. You want to embrace that lady to understand how she was proactive, finding significance in a relevant context. You feel it? Beautiful. So, okay, you ready? You have to tell me honestly, what is the first thing that you read? Ready? What's the first thing you read? Has everybody read Opportunity? Okay, how many people have read Opportunity is Nowhere? Thank you for your honesty. How many people have read Opportunity is Now Here? Oh, look at all of you people. And how many people have read Opportunity I Snow Here? Opportunity. It is or it isn't. This is about mindset. This is about an open-mindedness to create a culture where you see opportunities and embrace them. It is not about arguing that there is no opportunity here or there is now an opportunity here. It is to look for the opportunities. So, I want to offer you a global perspective on technology. Just over a year and a half ago, I had the opportunity to consult with the G7 in Italy. And I was consulting with them on digital transformation. And I want to offer you the 5 things that the G7 are considering on a global scale when it comes to technology. 5 things. The first thing, everything is global. The second thing, everything is diverse. The third thing, embrace technology. The fourth thing, partner and learn how to partner. Fifth, share everything. Involve with people and share profits. Now, 5 things they're considering. Now we're thinking globally. Let your vision be world-embracing. Second, when we think about a global world, that does not mean that it's the same everywhere. It means that we have to stimulate diversity. The third thing, we do not need to be technologists. Rather, we are tech-aware. Don't be a technologist. Remember, you don't need to invent, you need to innovate. The third thing, we've got to get better at working with other people. Sorry, the fourth thing. And then the fifth, we've really got to share our leadership. The future of leadership is inclusive, not exclusive. This is a global perspective. Now, I want to bring it back to your perspective, your organization, your context. Whatever your context is, there are 3 things you're dealing with. Every business works on 3 levels. On the level of the individual, the level of your teams or the interactions, and the level of the organization itself, the institution. There are 3 levels in which your organization always works at. When you deal with the level of the individual, what you got to do is make it personal. Personal. When you deal with the level of interactions, what you got to do here is give it meaning. Meaningful work. And when you think about an institution, what this is about is learning. What we do is we personalize our meaningful experiences in a learning context. Your job is to have the right individuals in the right place doing the right thing. So, let's recap. Think global. Think diverse. Think technology. You don't be a technologist, just think about it. Partner and share. From there, realize that opportunity is everywhere. From there, the first mindset is to think in a proactive way. Make sure you focus on significance, and make sure that the mindset is based on our keyword for this conversation is relevance. Is this technology relevant? This way, you focus on creating a context where the individual is made to feel personal. The future of our HR world is personalization on demand. Make it personal and engage their heart. Make sure that your focus is here on innovation. Technology will emerge. Consider a map, what we make, what we're aware of, and our policy, which brings us back to our starting point. So, to conclude, ladies and gentlemen, have a vision that is global. Make sure that that global vision is diverse. Make sure that you think and are tech-aware. Focus on working with others in partnerships. And from there, make sure you share. This is at the heart of what global organizations now are doing, as a philosophy, as a star on your horizon, as a fire that burns brightly. And what you do is you focus on the individuals, the interactions of those individuals, which is really your teams, and then you focus on the organization itself, which is your institution. And what you do is you invite individuals in a personal way. You offer them meaningful work, and you promise them a culture of innovation. So you can invite individuals, offer them meaningful work to create a culture of innovation. And when you do so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm confident that they will all live happily ever after. Thank you very much.